Now, it's 70 years since VJ Day, the day that brought an end to World War II. It prompted a national celebration, and this Sunday some of the remaining veterans and their families will gather at Cardiff's Llandaff Cathedral to remember the sacrifices that were made. Here's Richard Morgan.
3 months after VE Day, the crowds gathered once again outside Buckingham Palace, this time for VJ Day, the moment that marked the end of World War II. For prisoners of war in the Far East, it was a moment to savour after years of suffering. Cynthia Thomas told me about her father's experience. Taken prisoner in 1942, Edward McCann endured 3 years as slave labour, much of it on the infamous Burma Railway.
He was tortured. He had his finger put in a vice. He doesn't know the reason why. Was put in a vice and twisted and turned until his finger split open, and he just passed out.
Stricken by disease and malnourishment, many of the prisoners died in captivity. When he arrived back in Wales, Edward weighed just 4.5 stone.
Strangers would just come up and touch him on the shoulder for luck, because they knew where he'd come from just by looking at him, and they just touched his shoulder for luck because I guess they couldn't believe that he'd made it.
The Japanese surrender spelled the end of 6 long years of conflict. People partied, but not as they had following victory over the Nazis.
In the Far East, the war against Japan was about defending the British Empire. It was strategically important to Britain, but its emotional importance to people back home wasn't quite at the same level.
But for those families touched by this forgotten war, tomorrow's anniversary is a chance to remember. How important is it for you that those men are commemorated?
I think it would be nice if my father could know that after all these years it is being remembered. I just hope people draw a line, learn from history, you know, what humans do to other humans.
Do stay with us. There is plenty more still to come. Ruth will be here with the weather and more.
Yes, absolutely. The weekend, of course, best